Alright, so before I go over anything, I'll tell you guys right off the bat that this video will be unedited, will have nothing at all, and it will just be me talking about stuff. It will have no cuts whatsoever, nothing. I'm at my campsite right now, and I'm just deciding to talk about life. Um, so I'll talk about so I've had that one conversation with my mother and stuff about someone being depressed at my building and just putting fires in her bedroom and stuff. And I've had this convo here and there, and I don't know how and why I got that, but I remember talking to her that about like psychological stuff that I've learned over the years, um, especially about depressed people and how to cure them in a way. Um, so I'll just get right into that. Um, so the first thing I want to address, if your friend or you are depressed, you should seek help immediately. But I'll talk more about your friends being depressed and how you can help them as a friend that you are. And it's something I've been realizing over the years. So something I've noticed over the years is um, I've managed to help a lot of people escape depression in some ways. One notable example was when someone was depressed, and I've helped them. I've kind of identified what made their mind miggling and stuff, and how they were depressed. What I want to tell to you, and I want like the knowledge I want to share to you is that um, every consequence, every action has a reason. Um, so if you do something, if you breathe, it's because um, you have an instance. If you are watching this video, it's because you clicked on the title that just attracted you. And in our case, when you're depressed, it's because of something. Maybe you're depressed because your parents, you feel like your parents don't love you. Uh, and that might be another subject, but there's always a bunch of different examples that can be explained, um, even though it's like vague or something. Um, my personal depression phase was I kind of had no friends, and it was kind of all online, and it was just I was poor. I had no money, and it's just like I would have bad spending habits and stuff. Um, and someone actually helped me get through that phase. It's one of my best friends, and they helped me indirectly. But there was I want you to get that in mind. There was a time where I just flicked, and everything changed in my life for good. And that's what I understood from my personal experience and from helping people. Is that there is something that maybe an action or a thought or someone told you about that could help you just like backflip your life over. And I've understood that. And um, if you want to help your friend get out of your depression, um, coming back to my thing where every action has a reason, you gotta identify the root reason, like the original reason of what caused that depression. Um, in an example that I had where I helped someone, their root cause is because their mother died, and because their mother died, that causes like a domino effect, kind of. They were bad in their skin. Um, they didn't hear like they weren't in good terms with their parents, um, and it just did a bunch of stuff, and you could not recover from that. Um, and so I talked to this person. Sorry, I tried to gain their trust. It was a random person, right? I think I spent around 5 hours in that thing, in that convo alone. But the point is not the time spent; it's the impact that you have on one individual. So I've talked through to this person, and as I talked with him, I just figured out that there was one root cause which caused everything, and it was the remorseless death. And so once I had identified that, I just proceeded to try and talk with him about how, like, if they talked with people, um, and try to kind of deflect off of that same root cause, if that makes sense. Because what kind of fed the depression um, from like to that person was they were bad in the skin because they uh, had bad times with their parents, and because like that, and like having access to social media kind of impacted them as well. And the kind of deal I told him was, I will give you money if you stop screen. If I do not see you online for the next month, I'll give you like a major amount of money. Um, and the thing is, I tried to convince him that it was uh, hard, and it was not going to be an easy journey, and it wasn't. I'll be honest, it wasn't for him. Um, and they kind of listened to me. They kind of trusted me at some point. Uh, by the way, it's a complete random. Um, and so next thing you know, I don't see him online anymore. Eyes on Roblox, eyes on Discord, eyes on any social media. And 1 or 2 months later, it's not even a month later, it's more like 2 months, 3 months later, where they DM me on Instagram and they told me that they didn't need money, because me saving their lives, um, like I literally, they legitimately told me, you saved my life, and that's more than any money amount that you could have gave me. And that's the kind of thing I do things for. That kind of moments where you know you saved someone's life. Um, Even if I spent like 5 hours or days or weeks of my own personal time to help someone, I know that I did a good action and that I helped someone. Even if it's someone that's totally random to me. Oh shoot, it lagged out, but even if it's totally random, like random human on Earth, I don't care. I saved someone's life. I would have loved it. That person, that same person, or anyone like on Earth would have helped me like this. Like I helped this person, so that's why I do it. Um, but anyways, my process was try to find the root cause and try to find the right subject to talk about. Is the root cause is kind of sensitive, like their mom dying. I don't want this to like impact them, and I try to find a way, like what's not the original points, but it was actually feeding the depression. Um, and once I have found that, I'm just trying to talk through it to kind of stop that same thing from feeding him, and trying to find kind of solutions to that issue. And something I've been not talented about. I don't know if you can say this, but it's something that I've been good to do. So, um, and I don't know why it's not more done. Like personally speaking, I've never had any issues with that. Like I've only helped people. I've never like it's definitely better than some random psychologist who just talks with you for like 2 hours and you talk to them about your problems and pretty much nothing happens. Um, my own personal depression, which was I'm 18, and my personal depression went from pretty much around my 10th to my 16th, and my depression started from I just hated life. I just had no friends. I just had so much medical appointments. Um, but that just made stuff that actually actively fed my depression. Um, a great example of that is I went on screens like a lot. I actually did go on screens a lot, especially on my computer. and I played that one Roblox game called Please Donate. And I never had good memories of it. I had some good ones, um, but the quote unquote community there, uh, which I do not consider a community. I consider it like a rabbit hole, like, something like that. Um, and people there, like, there has not been a year where I was just let alone, and people, like, I was pretty much successful, if you can call it that way, on that game, and some people were jealous, and they would call me all types of names, like, you know what, Defender, the Big J Defender, um, they called me names like Rich Hunter and things, and I, like, that just actively went through my mind, even though I was filtering things. There was things that I just let through go in my mind, and that just fed my depression more and more. And fast forward to mid 2024, one of my friends, um, we had some beefs, and we just decided to report each other for some dumb reason. Um, and we got each other's banned, and I was falsely accused of witch hunting. And that ban alone saved my life. That's what I mean by some miracle, something, an action, a thought, a speech. Something could save your life at any moment, and you just never know when it will happen. My from my personal experience, it was when I was banned from that same game, um, and I realized a lot of different things, like how life is beautiful, and you just actually need to enjoy it. Um, and so that started like a loop where I started making Roblox games, where I started like getting way better in life. I won't get into details, but I just started doing like better in life, mentally and financially. Um, and now I'm like here in a random. I'll show you right now. I'm here in my campsite, which costs like $2,000 per week. Um, I'm only here for 3 weeks, and I'm like to a financial point where I could afford that, and I would believe that if I just wasn't banned from that game, even if it's a forced ban, I believe that if I wasn't banned, I would not be here. I would probably be out of this world, or just mentally not doing okay to a point where I would have to be in a like psychological state where I'm just not being able to do anything. But yeah, my main point is, if you have a friend that's struggling mentally and psychologically, I would highly recommend to you is that you just talk to him about their problems, and like you go their way. Like, even if it's people you don't like, even if it's someone I do not like, or like the way they act, or it's friends that I just do not like. Even if you do not like someone, um, it's a human being, and if they're being like an asshole with you, it's for a reason. It's also for a reason. Maybe they're depressed, and that's probably why they're like an asshole. Even though you might not see a reason for some stuff, there is always reason for some stuff. You're on this earth because you were born. I mean, that's probably not the best example here, but you could take any action if there's a reason, even though you might not know what it is. Like, you're on Earth. We're us humans. We're on Earth. So some people might say because it's like their God, like Jesus, um, or other stuff. If you're like a Christian or any of it, or if you have any religious belief, just to you. Um, and I hope you just continue in life like you're doing that right now. But yeah, my main point is, if you have a friend that's struggling or anyone that's struggling and you clearly see it, you should just help him, even though you just don't like him. You should always help him, because one person you help, that will bring you a lot of positivity in your life, sooner or later. Um, Like, you never know, you might save someone and they just might be the next Elon Musk, and always remember about you, not specifically giving you money, but they might always remember about you. And even if they're not the next Elon Musk, you know that in even if you just go into depression yourself, you know that someone's caring about you because you saved their life, and that's what matters in life. Um, sure, we're in like a capitalist world, um, but it's not because you live in a world like this that you should not be helping people. And I hope that you watch to the end, because I was trying to make this interesting, but like it's like 1 a.m. and there's barely anyone around. There's like two groups of like what, 4 people. And I just wanted to speak about this because I've just had that random thought. It's my mother. Um, but yeah, I mean, you should always like help anyone that's in need. Um, Even if someone's homeless. In my home country, where it's France, people like if I just saw a homeless dude right there, I would just look away and just try to avoid him like this. That's what's that's what most people do. But behind that person is a real person. It's a real human being. And if you were in that same position, you would have loved if someone helped you or gave you even like the smallest amount of food. Um, and that's why I always make sure that whenever I see a homeless dude, I'm trying to give him not money because you never know what they will do with it, but food, because food is what they need to survive. Um, and I know that if I ever become homeless or anything happens to me, I personally do not believe in God, and I respect anyone that does, but I know that by some miracle or divinity, um, like the good karma will just happen. And if something bad happens to me, I'll just be blessed by some people or just by some random divinity, or you know uh, I don't know how to explain this or word this. um, but yeah, uh, if you want to talk to this like if you want to talk about this personally, because I love having those types of conversations where it's like you constantly think, okay, I may be a brain rot kid where I just say 6'7", or I just say tung 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 so, or but deep inside, I'm a human being as well, and I know how to be serious, and I'm serious in the cases why I need to be serious. The reason why I'm not serious is because I've pretty much got everything I want in life. Got a house, got clothes, got a headset, got a phone, and got light, and got water, and everything I need in life. Um, and I feel like people are way too enclosed in their minds nowadays, where they just don't enjoy life. They're like out here in the streets, being all professional and just working right, and just not having fun. They're only having fun with their friends, because they're scared of social anxiety. Um, you shouldn't be scared about that too. You should be yourself. I am myself by like saying 6'7" or being brain rotted, right? That's who I am, and I will not change for people. Um, I would have showed you my cap if I had it here, but I have like a random propeller hat, right? That I just wear around, because when people ask me questions, oh, right, you're about to fly, or people just say that's embarrassing. I'm always telling them, you think that's embarrassing, and that's what's making this embarrassing, because people think that having a propeller hat when you're a grown man is not normal. It is normal, I'll tell you that, it is normal. You should be able to be yourself. Um, Even though in this world it might not be possible, you should be yourself and not care about what other people think. Um, now I've been fighting it against that, where I just do kind of stupid stuff in front of hundreds and hundreds of people. Like just scream 6'7". It's not disturbing anyone. It's not like someone's sleeping in a busy city, and my 6'7" scream would just wake them up. It just hurts no one. I just do it because I just like it, and it just makes me laugh or something. Like, seconds. And I hope the wind is not disturbing the microphone. But I really hope that everything I said, like, I just hope that one singular person heard everything that I had to say and start saving lives as well, or just saves their own lives. I hope that this video will impact someone, even if it's one dude. That's one life saved, or that's one person impacted, and that's all that matters. I just did this video because I wanted to speak about stuff. For those who haven't seen my face yet, well, this is me, right? I'm Lushny. I'm 18 years old. But you should not be scared about what people think. I'm showing my face because I do not care about what people think. If someone just goes into comments and say, "Oh, you're ugly," or you look like you're 14," or you know, I don't care. Who cares? That's your opinion. Okay, great. You have an opinion on me. I don't know why you would. But yeah, you shouldn't let people get in your life, like bad people get in your life. And surround yourself with good people. That's also some good to speak about. Never surround yourself with people who are lazy, who's not working, who's bad to talk with you. You should always surround yourself with people. If you're like an entrepreneur, or you want to be one, you want to be your own boss. You should surround yourself with people with the same thoughts, and together you will make probably like startup or something. And you might make next Apple, even though it might take grinds, years of grind, tens of years of grinds. At some point, you will reach what your dreams and what you always dreamed of. And without further ado, I'll just be stopping this because it's getting pretty late. I'll be honest, there's no people behind me, but it's getting pretty late. So I'll just end this, and I hope that this video at least impacted one dude. I don't know when I'll upload it, but it's going to be the 25th. And for anyone in France that's listening to this, and that's in Gironde, I hope you're doing well because of the fires. And yeah, I have nothing else to say. If this is like, if you genuinely watch through everything, I would highly love it. I would love it if you just put a comment down there below and say like, add your thoughts on this video, or just say I watched everything. And if I see that even a small community of people are like-minded, I'll probably do videos like this where I just go somewhere random in the day or in the night, and I just speak about stuff in a major way. And I hope, alright, people just went through. But anyways, I hope this helps someone, and if it helps you, or if you're like-minded, I would be so thankful to hear your thoughts about this video, or just know that you watched through it all. And if I see that people are, like, even a small community are like-minded, I'll just probably just continue making videos like this in a random spot, in a random day, or a random night, and I'll just speak to the camera in a major way. I hope that this video isn't scuffed, because if it is, then I'll just post it anyways, and hope that people just hear it. But yeah, I hope you have a nice day / night, and goodbye.